If Moana's music isn't stuck in your head, then chances are you probably haven't seen the movie, which you most definitely should so you can bask in some of the best animation of the year. So good that in the credits, there's even an entire crew dedicated to just the water and hair elements. And of course, with it being a Disney film, I love taking the time to appreciate all the little nods and Easter eggs that they sprinkle throughout the movie. So, as the title would suggest, a quick spoiler warning splash as we break down everything you need to know about Disney's Moana. Starting off with some old school Disney, and specifically dealing with Moana's directors, who are pros at leaving Easter eggs in their films, it's been known that they show up as characters, such as here in Aladdin, and in Moana, they appear again as models on the village banners during the song Where You Are, a song which, just like the entire album, is produced by Broadway's Lord and Savior Lin-Manuel Miranda. So you definitely are going to get those Hamilton vibes, just a bit more chirpy. The directors also worked on Hercules, which makes the main villain in this movie look eerily similar to their previous one. However, they also focus on the good guys, such as their characters from The Little Mermaid, with Flounder appearing during the You're Welcome scene. So if you're not distracted by The Rock's animated muscles, you'll see him appear when the backdrops go 2D. If you stay for after the credits, you also see Tamatoa giving a reference to Sebastian and how he is the preferred crab over all the other Disney crabs. Speaking of him, we also get a quick shot of the genie lamp, which appeared in Zootopia, on Tamatoa's back this time before he goes all David Bowie and sings to us. Which, honestly, I just kept hearing the Moonmen song from Rick and Morty during that scene. However, I'm sure when the Ultra HD 4K Retina Display Blu-ray Laserdisc comes out, people are going to pause it and find other golden Easter eggs lying around his back, since there were some surprising ones in The Little Mermaid, which I'll let you find on your own, as well as in the stars, since Disney's been known to make their own constellations. Moving on to one of Disney's mildly successful animations, we get a quick glimpse of a character when Maui is anamorphing into different animals such as the Super Bowl shark, and eventually Sven from Frozen. Ain't nobody can beat Genie's transformations though, especially when he changed into an old lady. Olaf is also said to appear multiple times by the directors, which I'm sure people are just gonna find 3 coconuts and think it's him, or say the dude just melted and is in the ocean, but the one solid one I found is when Moana is packing her Lunchables for the road and stuffs not Bugs Bunny's carrot, not the carrot stolen from Kim K's room, but Olaf's specific Salem witch looking nose into the cabinet that she has in her boat. And in terms of music, it seems putting the word go in your song titles has become the key for success, because honestly, I find the latter one to be even better. During the scene when Maui and Moana are being chased by these crazy coconuts called Kakamoras, Kaka, we get a blink and you miss it nod to Baymax with this dude right here spray painting his face just like the robot. Also, if the scene felt and sounded a lot like Mad Max Fury Road, well, that's because it was meant to be an homage to Mad Max Fury Road, as The Rock pointed out on his Instagram. There's a quick Zootopia Easter egg that, ironically, deals with one of the slowest characters. In the underwater scene, after a Godzilla-looking beast passes Moana, we see Flash the Sloth underwater wearing a mask. I personally find this one to be kinda lame, but the director said that's him, so yeah. Disney loves dropping nods to future projects, even when we may not know that they're nods until the movie comes out, such as the candy plate in Frozen hinting to Wreck-It Ralph, which we didn't know until we saw Wreck-It Ralph. So while I'm sure we'll have to come back next year after watching the movies, there are still some you can spot, such as the Wreck-It Ralph marking that appears towards the end of the credits, since Wreck-It Ralph 2 should be the next Disney animated film. Gigantic could also possibly have some nods, since we did have Mrs. Big Green Giant appear in Moana doing something similar, but I know that nothing is ever going to beat the nods that they had in Zootopia with the bootleg copies. Other Disney stuff to spot are the hidden Mickeys, which are sometimes cleverly placed throughout movies, and other times you're just wondering if any 3 coconuts or rocks are by accident just creating that Easter egg. However, Alan Tudyk, who is an Easter egg and has pretty much become to Disney animation what John Ratzenberger has been to Pixar, which, yes, there is a big difference between the two, appears again in this movie as Hey Hey the Chicken, a bird who I believe may be Becky's distant cousin if the two studios combine. I also love the meta jabs Disney has been doing lately, with Maui saying, if you wear a dress and have an animal sidekick, you're a princess. Which kinda has been the motto for most of these characters, especially now that love interests aren't always the thing. But that doesn't mean there hasn't been a pattern of a guy helping a girl because they have something of his, so maybe they'll make a joke about that in a future movie as well. Also, last but not least, The Rock, because he's the people's champion, and Maui is literally him as a cartoon.
And thank you!
Thank you guys for checking out this video, and a big shout out to my patrons. As always, I'm curious to know your thoughts in the comments, mainly in 2016, what has been the best animation? If you don't write Zootopia, you're wrong, but I'm still curious to know your opinion down below. Let me know down below as well as what other Easter eggs you noticed, and until next time, keep watching movies, and I'll see you guys later.